Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very special Your Midweek Addiction. That's right, it's the Game Hump. It is Game Huggers live and in color. Don't diss the man who will bull rush your mother. That's right, we've got the Game Hump this week, and we have two very special guests, and we're going to talk about a plethora of topics. But I want to introduce our guests. They're very, very cool people. First, I want to introduce Owl Anonymous.
Hey buddies, how you doing?
Look at his screen. Just look at that for a second. He's got so much going on. Now, do you use open broadcast software?
OBS is awesome, but I use the CPU intensive XSplit. I'd like to switch over to OBS Studio eventually.
Is what you use a pay-to-play one? You have to pay for it?
Echo somewhere. Echo. Somebody have their speakers on?
Echo?
Okay, anyways. Yeah, OBS is great. Pay to pay, yeah, you pay monthly for this, or you can buy it like in a year for a discount. OBS Studio just released a multi-platform version, or OBS is called Studio. The multi-platform version is that, and it's a lot less CPU intensive. It's great.
That's awesome. I just started using OBS very recently, and I really like it. And I'm not familiar at all with streaming online or anything like that. I just use it to record my computer screen.
Yeah.
And I put up a few videos on the YouTube channel here for Shadowrun Returns on Steam. It's a lot of fun because I like Shadowrun a lot. So, anywho, we have another guest, and his name is... Did you just mute me? Did you just mute me?
Me?
We have Sarumaru. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Pretty special.
Pretty Wednesday.
It's been a while. Pretty Wednesday. I'm feeling rather Wednesday today.
It's a good Wednesday. You know, this week has been kind of quick and crazy. Like, I have this new concept that I've been trying out. You want to hear it? It's kind of crazy.
Sure.
Okay. So, every Monday, everybody's like, oh, you know, I hate Mondays. So, I started doing this thing where in my mental imagination and in my mind and on my calendars, I scribbled out Mondays and Tuesdays that no longer exist, and I merged them into a 1 48-hour period called Moose Day. And during this 48-hour period, it's unfortunate that you have to work twice during that 48-hour period, but you do get to take an 8-hour nap in between the day. But by the time that big, giant, nasty Moose Day is over with, it's already Wednesday, and your week's already halfway over.
And then you do this, and then you got Thursday.
I do this, and then I got Thursday and Friday. And Thursday,
Friday.
yeah, it's like Thursday and Fridays are those 2 days of the week that are just like, boom, get them done and over with. Get them out. Just, you know, like I don't care if I've got deadlines missing. I don't care if I've got work to do. It's like Friday, Josh just wants to get the fuck out of the office. Just done. Get out of there.
Wow.
Leave it for Monday, Josh. Just leave it for Monday, Josh. And Monday, Josh is like, oh, I hate Friday, Josh, because he's such a douchebag. He leaves me on this shit.
When I do this on Wednesdays, I'm like, okay, I got this on Wednesdays. I stream pinball every Thursday. Friday, I just get drunk and go to bed early.
Dude, nice.
So like, I just got to get through Monday and Tuesday, right?
Moose Day.
I gotta get through that Moose Day.
Yeah,
It sounds terrible and long.
It is, but it's better than 2 whole work days in 2 days. I mean, dude, and you get an 8-hour nap in the middle of Moose Day. What other work day of the week do you get an 8-hour nap in the middle of the day?
That's
I usually
true.
stay up too late on the beginning of that Moose Day and get a 6-hour nap.
Okay.
Don't shower.
Yeah, you only have to shower once on Moose Day. It's pretty sweet. All right, so what are some of your guys' pickups that you've done recently? I hate the idea of pickups and stuff like that, people doing pickup videos or whatnot, but it's kind of cool to see what new things you guys have gotten recently. So are there anything that you'd like to share that is something new in your library?
I got
Whoa.
I got all that Nintendo from my neighbor. It's
From
good
your
to-
neighbor?
Yes, yeah. The guy who rents, I have a like apartment in back. He tried to give this to me actually 2 years ago, and as he's handing it over, I'm like looking at the games and the system, and it's like his childhood system. I'm like, are you sure you want to give this to me? Like, Turok, and he started like looking through the games, and I started to see the gears turning, and he's like, yeah, maybe I should hold on to this. So he eventually played it for about 2 years, and then he gave it to me yesterday. He's like, yeah, I got it out of my system. You can have this. I know that you'll use these and whatnot. So I was like, all right, man. So I got him. I went to the beer store and I got him some really fancy beer as a thank you.
Oh, cool, man.
I have some. I'm hearing an echo somewhere. Where does this come from?
I don't think anybody else is hearing it.
Oh, okay. Maybe
Not even your viewers on Twitch. Which, by the way, this is a simulcast this week.
Oh yeah. Sometimes
It's on our YouTube channel for Gamehuggers, and it's also on the Twitch channel for Aulinanimus.
Well, they're not gonna know how to spell it if you say it like that.
Sure they will. It's on the thing. It says right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Just say it, just like the Twitter up on top. It says at Aulinanimus.
Nani
It
Mouse.
says owlies.
Owl Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Owl Anonymous. Did I say it right that time?
Yeah, by accident. I think.
By accident.
Oh yeah, I'm still covering
That's
myself up.
that's cool. You know, N64 has a couple really neat games in it, and I think you got all of them.
It's a pretty good haul.
Nah, man, Sin and Punishment's good too. Come on.
Sarumaru, you were just at a really, really groovy game convention. Did you get anything cool from that show?
I was.
Al just drops off. He's like, fuck.
He's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm even going to talk about my collection, jerks.
There's something bad
There
about
he is.
Oh, I thought he was mad about the N64 dig.
I was.
Well, let's see. Oh, look at. Ooh.
What's the
Don't
show?
tell me that that's one of the games you got for free. I see Shantae in that mix.
So yeah, I actually did get a lot of stuff recently. This is my lot of boots that I got in from AliExpress.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, sweet.
So on the left is Donkey Kong 5: A Journey Through Time and Space, which is a Donkey Kong remake of Super Mario Brothers. Magical Chase, Magical Chase for the Game Boy Color.
Magical Chase.
Yes, Trip World. All the doubles are for my friend Cyborg Punk, and then Shantae's for him as well. I already have a copy of that.
That game is awesome.
Trip World is fantastic. That's a Sunsoft classic. The soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, and I got one more thing. Oh, yeah, I got actually. I had a good time since I've seen you guys. You see, where's this one? You see this one too?
We can.
Oh, is that?
Oh.
So that's a Samurai Pizza Cuts translation. A bunch of labels because I'm gonna make a bunch of boots for myself, and then that little black adapter is the wireless Nintendo adapter.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that works with like Bluetooth controllers.
Oh yeah, that's a neat little device, isn't it?
It's kind of awesome. It doesn't add any lag or anything. Oh,
Really?
one last thing. This is the where you start to hate me type of thing. I did a trade.
What?
I did a trade and I got the thing.
What did you trade for it? Because aren't those things like
They're really expensive. I got it for half price, basically. The guy who had it, I posted a picture of me using my friends on LogInT, and he's like, "I hate it. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "I'm interested."
I hate it.
Literally, he's like, "It's just collecting dust. I hate it." I guess he runs Zelda 2, and like it had trouble at the time with Zelda 2 and a bunch of other stuff.
Now, what was that? That NES console called again?
That's the Analog NT.
Analog NT.
Yeah, it was like $500 base, and then $80 for the HDMI upgrade, and it's a solid block of aluminum. And then I got it for less than half. I traded him a bunch of Nintendo games, which I did a big trade into my local game store. He collects clean box Nintendo, so I got some of those. And then he wanted my friend also posted a Aliens vs Predator arcade game for sale, the CPS2. So I bought that and then sent that to him.
Nice. That's a
yeah.
great
So
game.
that thing's amazing. The thing's like, the guts of it is actually an HDMI board that's going to be like $120 that you'll be able to install on any Nintendo. So I could have just waited for that. I've been waiting for that for 2 years.
Nice.
But
you said you sent him an arcade cabinet?
I sent him the arcade PCB board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the CPS2, the two sandwich ones. That's like a thick.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm stoked. I know I could resell it if I wanted to. it's a nice piece of hardware. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you'll play
I mean,
with it
I
for
was-
a while, and then
I was
resell
one of
it.
the naysayers that was like, "This is stupid. Nobody should spend this much money on a Nintendo." But honestly, the Nintendo is my favorite system,
And
and
technically, you did it.
What?
yeah, and the output is freaking gorgeous. You guys, you obeyers would do a 500 if a new SD, if a pimp ass titanium obey station came out where you can load games from the Hue or CD-ROMs from an SD card, and it was $300. Would you buy it?
I actually have an interesting story about that to come
I already have the Ouya.
later.
Ouya. I have this Ouya that you speak of.
There's also the Retro Freak, so
So does that aluminum box play like all of the Nintendo games flawlessly?
Yeah. It's non-emulation. It uses I think they sacked ugly Famicoms. They took the PPU and CPU from it.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then the HDMI board is Kevtris's high def NES, which is coming out in a couple of months. That actually
Nice.
recreates the RGB and upscales and everything like that. It's
yeah, and those two factors are what drive up the price too. I think is the fact that they're using actual Famicom boards and that HDMI amp thing.
yeah. But once it comes out, they're already done with the 2 runs that they're going to do with that, so they're not going to make any more. But yeah, once the high def recommends, I will be preaching that to the people because, unless you have like a PVM and all that like I do, you want to play on the HDMI. It's just convenient to play an HDMI screen. I've always complained about lag and input lag. Like it's not present in this, and I'm super sensitive to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's critical when you're playing games like Mega Man, where the jumps are extra unforgiving.
Oh man, if there's any delay at all, I have a sort of a silly story about that. There was Gen Con 2014. They have an e-game arena, which is like a retro / new age video game console area, or whatever, in it. And they did a retro game challenge. It was like a tournament of players. It was up like 30 of us that would play through a bunch of games. And whoever had the highest score, or whoever had like gotten the furthest in certain levels, would move on to the next round or whatever. And they'd cut it down from 30 people to 15, from 15 to 10, from 10 to 5, whatever. And all of the games we played were on emulator. And I was like the one like snob in there was like, I can't believe he's using an emulator. But there seriously were issues. There were issues with it too because the dude who was running
ROMs
it,
are illegal.
the dude who was running it had like his laptop, and we were playing off his laptop, and it was on a projector. And he was while we were playing, he was like screwing on Facebook, and he was doing all this other stuff. And whenever he was clicking on things, it was causing lag on the game. And I was watching him, and I'm like, could you please stop that? And he's like, why? And I'm like, because you're honestly fucking up the way this game is playing. And it was like, I'm okay at these games. I know Punch Out, and I know Ghosts and Goblins, and I know what is it?
I would have threw a fit, dude.
It was $10.
You have it being on a projector, which adds lag. You have it being emulation, which adds lag, and then you had a USB controller, I assume.
A shit USB
which can add lag and as well.
Oh, it was awful. It was crazy.
That just made it a challenge.
I was really surprised. The challenge for Punch Out was to last however many rounds you could last, and that lasted to the beginning of the second round with Tyson. And that was so hard. Like, all I was doing was dodging, and it was like waiting 1 second after I'd move over.
So you made it all the way to Tyson, or just he loaded up Tyson?
He loaded up from Tyson.
Okay, yeah. That seems to be a common thing. We do that here, too, as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
so.
I forgot that I have other mystery games I'm sending off to Abs Nerdity. He's a Twitch streamer.
Nice.
He probably won't watch this, so I'll tell you what these are.
He better watch this, otherwise he's not getting his games.
He's not getting his games. He's gonna dump like all of his MP3, like his dumps of his like Super Nintendo and all the like OSTs. So I'm sending him Mystery Game 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's for the
He has to put them on the Super Nintendo and see what they are on the air.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
That's Time Cop, which is.
There's no labels on them, or do you just take the labels?
You can't spill the beans on what they are.
Okay.
What if he watches? What if somebody's watching?
He's not
oh my
gonna
god.
watch.
So what system do those games play on? Was that the Super Famicom?
Super Nintendo, bro.
Oh, is that Super Nintendo?
It's squarey.
Yeah,
Is that Neo Geo? What is that? I can't even tell.
I just have giant hands.
that one's Mario is missing.
What is this one? I actually forgot. This is Time Slip, which
Time Slip, that's a good game.
it is good until like stage 4, and then it just absolutely sucks balls.
So you got Time Cop, Time. What is the other one? Time Split. This is
Time
Slit.
Splitters.
Yeah, and then Dr. Franken, I think it's called. Which
Oh,
is
they should all have been like time themed.
horrible.
I'm disappointed.
Time after time.
Time Killers.
But I got him a
Time Killers, yes, that would have been awesome.
Time Killers. They didn't have a Super Nintendo port of that. They didn't
No,
have
they
anything
didn't.
of
No,
that.
they didn't.
No, they
Did
didn't.
they?
It was a terrible, terrible arcade game.
No, just on the Genesis, which was a really bad port of a really bad.
There's a Genesis port of it?
There is, yeah.
I didn't even know. I thought it was arcade only.
No, that actually did wind up getting like a Genesis release after the Saturn came out. Even they were like, "Oh, finally, it's done," and it's not even. It's still.
And
buggy.
all
What's
but
the
5
sequel
people
to
bought
it? It's like Blood. It's Blood Sport. Blood something.
The sequel,
The sequel to
Yeah.
it?
Blood. God, it's not Blood Sport. It's
Yeah,
Blood,
that's a Van Damme movie.
Bloody Rain or something like that, or Blood Storm.
Bloodstorm. There you go.
Bloodstorm's actually okay. Like they've fixed up a lot of the gameplay, but it still has like the one-hit fatalities, which is ridiculous. If you learn those, you can beat anyone at any second. As soon as it says round 1 fight, you just do the combo and it's one-hit fatality and the match is over.
Okay, you know how like Mortal Kombat has like hidden reptile and stuff like that? Bloodstorm? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Bloodstorm has a plethora of hidden stuff.
Yeah, it
Hidden
does.
characters, hidden stages. You have to like there's one where you have to kill somebody in a certain way. They go off, they bounce on a spike, and then you can jump onto a secret platform. It's like really, really intricate stuff like that.
It is, and it only came out in arcades, and I don't know. I thought it was. I don't think it's a great game, and especially if you're playing it in 2016, you're not going to be like, "Wow, this is so revolutionary." But it wasn't bad. Like it really wasn't bad. If you were like desperate for a different fighting game, I mean, there was Mortal Kombat, there was
And there were no
there
other
was Street
games
Fighters.
to play.
If all the cool kids were at the arcades and you had long lines behind all the good games, you could go buy Bloodsport or Bloodstorm and just play it. It's not terrible. It's average. It's fun. It's got a lot of secrets too. That's what's cool about it. Is that it all, or are you going to keep shoving more stuff at us?
I'm counting this stuff over here. If you want me to keep going.
Well, Sarumaru was just at a convention. Maybe he got some cool stuff. You got a box of things? My God. What is that? Oh, Hello Kitty.
Pom
What's
Pom
that?
Volley. It's a really good volleyball game for the Famicom.
I'll
Really?
take your word for it.
And I got a label for my Blade Buster.
Oh, sweet. Very nice. That's a shoot 'em up, right?
Yeah, it's got a lot like Rekka.
Yeah, it's a very
Star
good game.
Soldier.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I'll show.
Cool. All Anonymous. That's a lot of games. That's
a
very
lot.
cool. Thank you for
Too
sharing.
many.
How about you, Sarumaru-san?
A lot of stuff.
A lot of
Um,
stuff.
I got a bunch of stuff. At the expo, I didn't really get a whole lot. I was actually at my booth almost the entire time of the expo. I did pick up a Japanese PlayStation 2, which
Wow.
is awesome because I had a modded PS2 that I've had since 2000. It just recently took the biggest shit and it stopped working.
Shit.
So I picked up that one for $70 and it works great.
Nice.
Is it the slim or the fat?
It's the fat. I think the second gen fat because there's no hard drive slot in it.
Weird.
Yeah.
That might be first gen then, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. It's got an I/O port on it.
Mm. I
PC
don't know.
card slot. Anyway, and then I picked up this game here, which is Tatsunoko characters. This one's called I don't know, a bunch of stuff in Japanese, but it's got characters from Tatsunoko. It's a shooter actually, and it's really good. I never hear anybody talking about it.
Send us the link to that, or send me the link to that.
It's called Bokan to Ipats Doronbo.
Yeah.
I'll send you a link. But
Thank you.
it's cool, man. And then all the other stuff I picked up. I recently got Mysterious Thing.
You will enjoy playing through that, I think.
Yeah, I heard a very familiar voice already.
Did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tiger's got a good voice actor.
a certain tiger. I was like, whose voice is that? It's so
Rawr.
Let's see. I actually got that one from Crazy Cubano. He's a member on the forums. He got it for my birthday. My birthday was last week.
Isn't
Oh,
that
that's
the
so cool.
That's the bro guy, right?
That's the who?
Crazy.
Yeah, that is. Bruh,
Bruh.
that guy.
Bruh.
And then I got 2 Dragon Ball games. One on the Mega Drive, which I think is the only Mega Drive Dragon Ball game, which is a fighter. And then I got this Dragon Ball game here, which is another Dragon Ball Z fighter. And I'm putting Josh to sleep here, apparently.
No. Sorry.
Are those those Dragon Ball Z games ports to the arcade games? There's a bunch of Dragon Ball Z arcade games.
There are. Those are from Bam Presto. I don't think any of those made it to home console. This one was Bandai, I believe.
Is that one any good?
Yeah, it's basically Ultimate Battle 22 for the PlayStation, but this one, instead of having like the really gross like 3D backdrops, it's got all hand-drawn arts.
2D.
And yeah, 2D, and it's got a bunch of little like character face cuts before special moves that the PlayStation one didn't have. I think this one overall is better than the PlayStation version for sure.
That's awesome.
And then I got this beat 'em up for the Sega Saturn. It's called Neketsu Oyako, which means hot-blooded babies, hot-blooded children, hot-blooded.
Who developed that?
Technosoft. It's a pretty cool beat 'em up.
That's confusing. So it's not American Technos or Technos. It's Technosoft.
No, they're the people who made like what did they make? Does anybody know what they make?
Technosoft. They make like Thunder Force.
Yes.
Thunder Force series?
Yeah, that company.
Not the guys who made like River City Ransom and Kunio and all that
No.
jazz. See, that's what it looked like when you first showed me the cover. I was like, oh, and then you said hot downtown Neketsu, and it's like Neketsu's. It's a River City Ransom.
Yeah, it means hot-blooded.
Yeah.
I guess, but anyway, it's a cool beat 'em up. Plays pretty cool. I think that's it. I had a bunch of other games, but I have no idea. I got Cyborg 009 for PlayStation, which was like an Arkanoid clone, but I like Cyborg 009. It's pretty cool.
That's that Gotcha Man game that you got. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Like a run and gun shmup.
What is that one?
That's the one you bought, the Gotcha Man PS2 game.
Actually, that's another one. It's another Tatsunoko property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that one looks pretty cool. You didn't get that one,
That's
though?
really cool.
That's too bad.
I want it now.
That's Gotcha Man for the PS. Oh, that's PS1. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Didn't grab a whole lot.
Well, that's cool. We'll come back to talk to you more about the Level Up One Up Expo. One Up Expo, whatever you call it. But I have one pickup I'm pretty stoked about, and it just happened to come to me today for free. Someone kind of found it, and they're like, "Hey, is this important or good?" And I'm like, "Ooh, it's kind of cool." They're like, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Ooh, sure." And it's a Super Nintendo game, sealed. Well, I shouldn't say sealed, but it's in immaculate condition. The box is perfect. Everything's inside, instructions, and a cartridge with the plastic still around it for Tiny Toons Buster Bust Loose.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was kind of like happy to see this. This is a game I already own, and it's a game that I used to have like many years ago. But it's a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys like it or not.
I just bought that too.
It's actually a really fun game.
I was recommended this, and they said it was great. I watched the video. It looks like a really good platformer.
It is.
Unfortunately, this one is dead.
Oh no!
Boo.
Oh shit! Guess what? Well, I already have this game. I'll send you my extra one.
I should be able to get this one changed out, but thank you.
Okay, fine. Sure.
If not,
Fine.
Well, fine. So yeah, it's a fun game. I remember I bought that when it came out around 93, 94, whenever it was, and I paid the full like $59 for it. And I don't know why. It was just like I didn't really like Tiny Toons. I just saw the Konami logo, and that used to drive me to purchase like everything made by them because you never knew how good it was. And then I got home and I was like really stoked, but I beat it in like 3 days, so I was kind of disappointed. But it's a
fun. No.
It is. It's really fun. It's really fun. I don't remember how I got that much money back then, though. I don't.
It's crazy. Like I look at old like Toys R Us like for sale ads, and games were $59.99, $69.99 back then.
Yep.
That's like $80, $90 nowadays.
Isn't that crazy?
That was a lot of money for games.
Yeah, I
I'm
remember
surprised they got away with it.
most of Nintendo's games on the Super Nintendo were always around $49 or $54.99 sometimes. Like Zelda, I think was $49 when it came out. But like Capcom's games, I remember those being really expensive. Unless they were the older, like Super Ghouls and Ghosts was always a budget title. But like Street Fighter 2 Turbo, that was like $69.99. Like,
Yeah,
or
I think it was even more. I think it was like $79.99.
That's crazy. But
I think it depended on the retailer.
I remember seeing the prices. Yeah, it depended. If it was like Walmart, it was $69.99. If it was like J.C. Penney's or Sears or something, it was like $79.99 or whatever. But I remember like thinking like those prices are horrible and why would I ever want to pay that much money? And then my buddy is like, well, think about it. If you go to an arcade and you play it like 20, 30 times, by that point you're already up to $30 and you don't even own it anymore. You don't even own it, so you might as well like pay the $80 and then you own it. And it's like, oh yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, totally.
And that one logic made you become a hoarder.
That made me become a hoarder, yeah. Because I can have people come over and pay me a quarter for every time they play Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
I do the same.
Yeah, so that's really all I got. Otherwise, I did get one Neo stick, arcade stick.
Which one?
The AES, just
oh, nice.
This traditional.
You didn't get the bean?
Yeah, for the MVS, which is amazing. I got it working, and I got everything set up, and it's brilliant. I didn't get the bean. I got the square one, but the bean, I got a bean one on the way. It was.
I want to try a bean.
I don't like the kidney bean one.
Oh, I like it. I think it works
really
just fine.
small for my lap.
Yeah, it's just if it's not as heavy as the normal AES ones.
It's not.
There's less placement for your hands, so it feels kind of awkward to play. The joystick isn't round like you're used to after playing the Neo Geo in the arcade and then coming home. The joystick has like a weird like divot in the top. It's got like this.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
I think
indent that's kind of weird.
Change that out though.
You can, but
you can screw the ball off and use a different one. I think
it's made for the people who hold their joysticks upside down and use their middle and index finger to grab it. So they use their thumb to place it on top of it, so that they can quickly do quarter circle motions or
that's crazy.
half circle motions. Yeah.
Weird.
That's
I
a
don't
good clicky on it too.
Yeah. They do have good clickies on them. Yeah.
Now, how do you guys feel about the Neo Geo CD controller?
I love it.
I like it.
It's all micro switches, right?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I haven't ever used one. Looks interesting to me.
It's really nice. I like it a lot. I have two of those, and then I've got the one square Neo Geo arcade stick, and then the bean's on its way. And when I had a Neo AES back in like 07, all I had was two bean controllers for it, and I didn't play through Magician Lord, but I played a lot of Magician Lord, and I wound up really getting used to the bean, and I thought it was pretty nice. But yeah, the Neo CD controllers, those are really slick. I think they're really nice. The analog stick, it feels a lot very similar to the Neo Geo Pocket Color little stick that you have, that little nub. So if you enjoyed that, if you're able to do moves with that, or if you're able to play and have fairly good control with that, you'll really like the Neo CD controllers because it's identical. At least
I haven't played a Pocket either.
I'm so disappointed. You've got all this Nintendo crap, like N64 stuff. You don't even have a Neo Geo Pocket Color. That thing is like super affordable. You need one.
It is. You can get one for like $40.
Well, there's two flash cards coming out for him, so as soon as that comes out, I'll get one.
All right, there you go.
And a Wonder Swan.
Yeah, I've had Wonder Swans before. I never could get into
Everybody says that. That's like the Wonder Swan is the PC effects, the handheld PC effects. It's like, oh, I've had that before.
I have a Wonder Swan. I like it.
I think the PC FX is more playable.
Oh, yowza.
Well, it's got some good games.
Well, it's got a good Ghosts and Goblins.
It's got the Mega Man games. It's got two Mega Man games that are pretty good.
Are they actual Mega Man games?
Yeah, it's got like a Rockman Exe WS.
That's kind of cool.
Which is pretty cool. It's got a version of Choaniki on it.
Perfect. Nice.
It's not a shooter though. It's weird. It's like an RPG, so that kind of sucks.
That's weird.
Yeah, but the rest of it's
Final Fantasy too. I know it's got Final Fantasy 1 and 2 as well.
Yeah.
And those play pretty perfect, but it's in Japanese, so it's kind of difficult.
Super Japanese.
Yeah. The Neo Geo Pocket Color's got Mega Man Power Battles, which is fun.
That's true. It's kind of like the arcade.
It's like
the
boss
arcade
modes.
was released on the NES.
Yep. So okay, let's talk about what we paid money for, why we're sitting in these seats right now, and that's to talk about the Level Up Expo that was in Las Vegas this last weekend.
Yes.
I want to hear about what your involvement is with the show. I want to hear about your experience there, and I want to hear about what you thought of the show. Now, how many years has this been going on?
This is year 4.
Okay, and have you been going every year?
I've been to every single Level Up Expo, and I was in this last year a member of the staff.
Wow. And how's this year compared to the other years?
It was great. There was tons of people. I'm sure they had at least 8,000 people there.
That's insane, dude.
There was a lot of people, and at our booth the first day we had a crowd at any given time. There was a crowd standing in front of our booth playing our game. Sunday it died down a little, but that first day was insane. When I got there, the line was wrapped around the building, and it's a long building, like Cashman Center. If you Google it, it's a big building, and the line was going all the way around to the back. And I was like, holy shit, this is going to be a crazy con this year. And it was. It was awesome.
How many people did they have in attendance the very first year they did it?
The first year, it's hard to say. I don't know what the official numbers were, but it was a very small venue in Old Henderson. And it was a very small con. It was their first year, not a whole lot of people.
Sure.
And it's grown exponentially. And
8,000 people, that's nuts. That's like the size
Yeah.
of the Midwest Classic is, around there. And that's
yeah, and that's what I'm
12th, 13th year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had something very close to that. Their pre-reg tickets, they sold something like 4,000 plus pre-reg tickets.
Wow. And how much money does it cost to go there for the weekend?
About $40.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No? It was-
Look at that. There's Henshin a Go-Go.
Where do you see what? What do you mean?
On Ali Anonymous's screen, he's playing.
Oh, I see his screen shows up super tiny, and all I can see is my forehead.
Oh yeah, I'm showing it on. I'm showing it on mine. Just looking at
Oh,
it.
sweet. Where'd you get that link from?
Probably YouTube.
It's on your YouTube.
Oh. Okay, there's actually a newer build than that one.
Okay. You want me to look it up?
That one was, yeah. I think Rover put it on the forums, or it might actually just be up on it. But we actually
David's got it on his own personal YouTube channel as well, David Perry.
Yeah, and he linked it.
Yeah. So, what was it like working with David for the weekend?
It was awesome. He was a great guy.
Cool guy, huh?
Yep, it was really easy to just get straight to business because we chat every single day,
right?
For at least an hour every day. So, and all we talk about is Henshin Engine, and right now we've switched gears to Lucretia. So I'm doing Lucretia art, and he's doing what he can to finish up this demo.
Yep.
Because right now I have only so much music to work with, because we are planning to crowdfund it, actually.
Henshin Engine?
Yeah, Henshin Engine. So right now, until it gets funded, I won't have any more composer money.
On what, Kickstarter or
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter? And what kind of money are you looking for that?
For the
$500,000.
$5 billion. So I haven't broken it all down. It really depends on how many copies of the game we actually end up making. But the base goal was going to be 15K.
Okay.
For it, which was going to. We're talking about doing the game at $39.99 for the game. All the backers who back the game itself will get the game, and they'll get prints, and they'll get buttons, and all kinds of Henshin Engine and Yuki swag for it. But I haven't worked out the logistics of what everyone's going to get as of yet. But that's what we're looking for as far as the base goal goes. We eventually do want to put Henshin Engine on more than just the PC Engine. In that video, that early video that Owl was looking at, it does mention that a PC and a Sega CD version would follow.
Yeah.
Now, a Sega CD version would only really follow if we hit that stretch goal.
Sure.
So I'm thinking of doing a $20,000 stretch goal. We hit it, we'll put it on the Sega CD. Otherwise, it's just going to stay on the PC Engine and most likely on PC.
Well, you could technically offer it on the Super Graphics, and then you could offer it on the PFX. Then you'd have it on 3 different systems. Those are the only 3 that really you need, I think.
Yeah.
Is it going to be CD based?
It's going to be CD based. So.
Yeah, it definitely is. If you listen to music, if you turn the music on that, it's all metal. Like there's so much.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's rock and chip tunes like mixed together. It's fucking. I think the soundtrack is like really good.
Yeah, this composer we got for this game, man, he's something else. If you look the rest of that video, there's actually a boss battle at the end of it, and the boss music is really good, really rocking heavy metal type sound.
Yes, it is. It's really hard. Like it goes from this music, which is kind of like fun and hokey dokey, and then it like hits the boss, and it's just like wow, like
yeah, complete
playing Lords of Thunder. Crazy.
Funny that you mentioned that. Actually, one of the stages is going to parody Lords of Thunder. So this stage that he's looking at right now is actually a parody of pretty much any West Tone game.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
That stage is actually going to be based on a fake game inside of Henshin Engine called Oni Island.
That's cool.
And, it's just like an adventure island type thing. And we're
no,
going
it's
to have...
not a free game. Tell your friend it's not a free game.
Did you see his in the Twitch thing?
Yeah.
For a brief moment.
Will you have a demo that people can play, maybe?
Yeah, we have a demo
that people can download if they want to try it first, like one level.
Oh, I see. We were talking about doing the training stage for a download just so people can get the feel.
That'd be cool.
Of it. And
I have 4 copies of the MGC demo still.
How'd you end up with 4 copies?
They came back with me. I handed out 2 more. You gave me 6, and then the other 4 just kind of got packed with all my stuff. I don't know how I got it. But.
Yeah, that build is pretty much irrelevant now.
Oh, I know it is, but it's a collector's item. If that's all,
I'm listening to the music. It's like freaking like metal right now.
Oh my god, yeah, it's so good. That boss is just freaking awesome.
Her pattern could use a little work, but I know it's just a show.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because out of, I don't know, we had like 200 people play this game, and out of 200-something people, only 4 people managed to beat it.
What?
Yeah.
I would beat it.
Yeah, a lot
Does
of
she flick you off at the end?
Totally.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, right? She's like, yeah. Take that.
Where can people find more information on the Henshin Engine?
Henshin-engine.com.
Okay. I'll post that.
Where's the kink to purchase? That guy's getting kinky.
It's not done yet, Mr. Level 10.
Where's the kink to purchase? The Yuki and Asami Yuri will soon follow.
Yes, there's also a webcomic that's you got your own website for it now, but it's also on
all the new pages get put on the Instagram for it.
Instagram, that's what I follow is the Instagram. It's the easiest way to read it because it's probably the first place it gets posted.
Yeah, it's the first place it gets posted, and then the collected volumes of it will go on pcengine.co.uk.
Nice. Now, are you going to ever do a hard physical copy of that?
I'm thinking about it. I kind of like...
stretch. That would be a stretch goal that I would want. Is like to get a book with the game in a nice Tobias style box set. Oh, that'd be
Tobias style. Yeah. I want Henshin juice.
I want it to say PCE Works on the back.
And all right, I'll just stop. That was good.
I'm kind of curious now.
Get a hold of him. He'd probably do it for you.
Henshin juice. Where'd you get your energy drinks done? Yeah. But it was good. We had a lot of people playing it. It was awesome. It was very well received. I
so
really
cool.
didn't get to stray away to do much else in the con that I work for.
Oops.
Yeah, other than man the booth, because we had a ton of people there, and people came to interview us. Like a website called Game Source came to interview us. A couple YouTubers came to interview us. There's a
Anybody
local.
famous? Did GameSack show up
No.
and interview?
No, I actually think they're done with conventions after they got really sick at Portland Retro Gaming Expo
I think they're just taking a break, but
from
I don't.
conventions.
Yeah, I think they're taking a
Yeah.
break from conventions and slowing down a little bit with their YouTube channel because it is a lot of work.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially the caliber of stuff they were putting out.
Yeah, Joe's editing skills are out of this world, and his style and how much work they put into each episode is pretty freaking crazy. And I think
Yeah.
I think that if they're just week after week doing kind of the same thing, they're like, yeah, this is getting old.
Right.
But they definitely got the viewership, so I mean the effort pays off for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like they can put out a quality show if they do it every 2 weeks like they're doing now.
Yep. I think Joe, and this is, I don't want to like bombard you with the GameSack stories or whatever, but I think Joe should really go back to what he was doing before GameSack started and just doing fun projects on the internet, because he's got a couple channels. He's got one called Joe Redifer, and then he's got Joe Red Other, and they're all like stop motion videos and other gaming things. And
Yeah.
he did this one video a long time ago. I'm talking like 2007 or 2008. I guess that's not that long ago, but a while ago, in response to a video that I did on YouTube, where it was a stupid video that I did called Turbo Madness. And it was about my TurboGrafx trying to kill me.
I saw that actually.
And he did a video in response to it that was basically the same video over again, but with his editing skills,
Yeah.
which was way beyond what I could do. And it was so funny. It was just like the TurboGrafx was leaving all these hints around his house, and
Yeah.
because he'd like thrown it in the garbage because he got an Xbox 360 or something like that, and all of a sudden these things were like showing up, and he's like in the bathroom and goes to wash his hands, and there's the TurboGrafx manual in there, and he's like, what's it doing in the sink? And he opens it and it just says, "You will die." It's so funny. And then he does this like crazy stop motion stuff where he's got the TurboGrafx chasing around and stuff. It's so
I
well
know.
done.
That stop motion stuff always impresses me.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Josh, where's your MS Paint movie that you made? On your
You mean
gamehuggers
Mario Paint?
Yeah, your Mario Paint.
That's
made a
on
Mario Paint
my
movie?
YouTube channel. Yeah, I did one called Terrapod.
Is it on your Gamehuggers?
Yep. Yeah.
That was actually really impressive for MS Paint.
It was in Mario
movie.
Paint.
Mario Paint, sorry.
Old Mario Paint. I recorded it with a VCR back in like late 90s, or maybe it was early 2000s. I actually have a whole series of those that are really terrible, but there's some funny ones. Because you spend a long time making like cartoons or something, one or two animations, and you realize that you can start recording them, and then you do like a big animation, then you just delete it all, and then do another big animation, and you just keep going like that. And it's Mario Paint's a lot of fun. It's like when I discovered you can make movies with it, I freaking loved it, and it's really funny. My wife actually did some of the same things with Mario Paint when she used to make a lot of like high school and college movies and stuff, just with friends and projects and stuff. And she had Mario Paint on a Super Nintendo as well, and she would make her credits and stuff using Mario Paint.
That's cool.
And I wound up doing a lot of the same stuff. It was really funny when we got together and we were like, this is really dorky, but this is what I do. And she's like, shut up. Here's some of my VCR tapes. Look at this crap. And we're like, oh my God, we're both dorks. This is awesome. But, yeah. So, yeah, Mario Paint's fun. I like Mario Paint a lot.
Yeah. There needs to be more stuff like that.
I know, isn't it weird? It's interesting that like the 3DS and Nintendo with the Wii U and stuff, it's like they've integrated a lot of those like Mario Paint styles. Like Mario Maker has the eraser character and the dog and all those other characters from Mario Paint when you're making levels and stuff. So I just wish they would just do a full-on like a new Mario Paint game. Like the same idea, same concepts, just with new music, new, make longer videos or whatever, and I think that would be really cool. Maybe we'll get it with the NX, right? That'd be cool.
Probably not. But yeah, that'd be cool.
The NX.
The NX. So one more question about Level Up Expo. How many vendors were there?
Tons. There was a
Ugh,
bunch. I don't even know.
more or less than the Midwest Classic?
Mm, it's hard to say because Midwest Classic had like vendors in like weird parts, like next to a nook in the restroom, like
Hmm.
in like hallways and in the basement. So I'd still probably say more.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it was
awesome.
big because Cashman Center it's a big place, and last year we used half, or they used. I wasn't part of the show. I was just doing the art at the time. They used half of the convention, and then this year they opened up the entire convention, which is like a whole city block. It's huge,
That's so
super
cool.
huge. Yeah, so there was a ton of vendors, and it kind of makes me sad because I didn't really get to like go around and like buy stuff.
Yeah.
But I got a PS2, which was cool.
Yeah, a few months ago I got to talk to Gamester81, and he was talking about the convention that he runs, which is, what's it
Game On
called?
Expo.
Yeah, the Game On Expo, and they just did their first one last year, and the second one's coming. And he had, a couple, I think like 1,800 people or something like that come to this first year ever, and it's amazing how, you guys are on your fourth year, and he's going on his second year, and you already have thousands of people coming. When the Midwest Classic started in like 2002 and 2003, and we only had like 75 people, and then like 200 people, and we were like, wow, this is really picking up. And you guys already have
Yeah.
thousands of people. It's just crazy to see
Well, it's also
where.
in a big city too. It helps to be
True.
in a city like Las Vegas because
Yeah.
people want to come out to Las Vegas and do the Vegas thing, and then they're like, "Hey, look, there's this con. Let's go to it."
Yep.
So that makes it easier too. Tons of places for people to stay. It's a good city for conventions like this, especially these like multi-type pop culture cons,
Yeah,
which
totally.
Level Up is.
Well, I know that Owl Anonymous had his heart set on talking about one new game that just came out recently, and it's probably a good note to end it on since we're all doomed.
What game is it?
What game could it be?
I just want to ask if you guys have any Doom memories. Josh said yours. Sorry, do you have any Doom memories?
Doom 2, back in like 1995 or 1994 when people did LAN parties, and those are my only Doom memories. After that, I kind of just strayed away from first-person shooters, but I did love early Doom.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up playing Wolfenstein and like every Wolfenstein clone, like Corridor 7 and and Doom and Quake and Hexen and Heretic and all those
Marathon?
games. What's that?
Marathon?
I didn't play Marathon.
I liked Marathon. I thought that was fun. I actually played that
Actually,
in
Hexen was
school.
cool. I like Hexen.
Yeah, Hexen was really cool.
Hexen
You had
was very good, yeah.
like witched hand in front of you. But the new Doom is amazing. I don't own it yet, but I've watched a lot of people play it. I've played it at my friends. The music, the soundtrack is freaking phenomenal. The same guy who did Killer Instinct, the Killer Instinct who did the soundtrack did it.
And the new
uh,
Killer Instinct?
Yeah, the newer Killer Instinct.
Oh, that game has an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, the same guy. I gotta look it up who actually did it.
All of the original Super Nintendo and arcade remixes in Killer Instinct for the Xbox One is so phenomenal. It's really cool. And like, if you ever owned the Super Nintendo Killer Instinct, the very first one, they threw this additional soundtrack in it called Killer Cuts that Rare did, and it had ridiculous, just funny lyrics added to songs, and like to TJ Combo and all these other characters like Cypher and a few other ones, and they wound up throwing that into the Killer Instinct game on the Xbox One in like the end credits and like these bonus credits for the ends of stories and stuff. It is so funny and it's just so well done. It's awesome. I like it a lot.
Yeah, Mick Gordon's the guy who did the soundtrack, and he has on his own YouTube, he has him creating the sound of Killer Instinct, but also how he came up with the Doom soundtrack. And he started like with the original Doom, and then like the original Doom chords, and he like remixed them and went to like an 8-string guitar and like B flat tuning and everything. It's really really heavy. You guys got to listen to it. But also with Doom, I was wondering if like anybody remembered like getting the Quake CD and then downloading like the hacker because all the full copies of the game were on the Quake CD. So you downloaded this exe and it like gave you the registration code to get the full game.
Cool.
But, and getting into and watching more Doom. Doom 64 is a game I didn't play back then, but I'm gonna try to get into now.
I actually remember that being a pretty good game.
Yeah, well, it's its own Doom game. It's got its own levels, and it's a few things that are only specific to that game. But there's a version of Doom, Doom 64 that is playable on the PC. I sent myself a link today. It's called Doom 64 EX, and it's like remastered, new textures, plays at 60 FPS, uses the mouse and everything. So you can experience Doom 64 that way.
Cool.
Nice. My experiences with Doom and games that I own are the Super Nintendo version with the FX chip. I thought was a lot of fun. And then I believe I have the Saturn version with a really small, like shrunk down box.
For which one?
The Saturn one. It actually has the Saturn one has a small box. Like the screen is very black around the edges.
Was it on the Saturn? I thought it was on.
It's definitely on the Saturn.
Okay. I thought it was on 32X. Oh, I guess
I think it might also be on the 32X.
It's even worse than the 32X port, is somebody saying.
It's. I mean, the game plays like Doom. I mean, but the best Doom that I played that I own is the one on the Atari Jaguar. That one is pretty good.
Was that full screen?
It is full screen, and it looks very nice. It plays just fine. No load time, so that's great. The problem is that there's no soundtrack. It's just sound effects the whole game.
That's lame.
Well, would you really want to hear Atari music? I mean, honestly, the Jag's got such poor sound chip or sound quality that it would be like do 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 do.
No, on the Jag, it uses the sound processor for more resolutions, right? For like.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it repurposes it for the graphics.
It's pretty good. Otherwise, honestly, Doom was a lot of fun, but it was just a Faceball 2000 clone, in my opinion. So I don't know. It's fine, I guess.
Bulletproof software.
I love Faceball 2000. That was a lot of
fun.
I
do too. That was a lot of fun.
You guys love Faceball?
Yeah,
love it.
I do. I think it's awesome. The Game Boy one was a lot of fun. The Super Nintendo one was fun, and the PC Engine one's excellent. 4-player simultaneous.
One has such great music too. I love it.
It does. It's really cool. 4-player simultaneous. It was GoldenEye before GoldenEye was GoldenEye.
Yeah.
It was awesome. All those people in Japan are laughing at people that like GoldenEye.
They're like, GoldenEye, we have Facebaru.
Facebaru. Faceball.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and the other one I have is a newer one that came out like a year ago-ish on the Ouya called Doom Glass, which was a remake of Doom in HD. And it's probably for Android as well, but it plays really well on the Ouya, and I played through that, and it was like,
ooh yeah.
Ouya. Ouya. I'm a big Ouya mark, so I'm sure you guys have figured that out by now. I'll mention it every episode if I can.
That and the underscore thing?
Yeah, and the underscore thing, because it's the most important underscore in all the internet. Otherwise,
you got what's going to be on your gravestone?
That will have to go on the gravestone. That's perfect.
There you go.
Otherwise, Doom and what I got to mention a couple games that I picked up recently on Steam. One was Undertale, which I know has been out for a while, but I finally picked that up, and I'm really looking forward to trying that out. It's got a really good soundtrack. It's done by the whole game is done by one dude, the game and the soundtrack, and it's all really well done. It has a look and feel of Earthbound. Toby Fox does the music and the game. It's really nice and really in depth. It's got elements of RPG like Earthbound, and it's got elements of shoot 'em up in it because the battles are shoot 'em up style. If you guys have ever heard of that one, a lot of the kids were into it, so I picked it up. It was on sale, and it's a lot of fun.
It's super popular right now.
It is. There's a lot of people streaming it, so I was like, I've been kind of passing on it forever, but it was a couple dollars, so I'm like, I'll give it a shot. And then the newest game that I got that actually just came out in April was Hyper Light Drifter on Steam, and it is brilliant. Like, really good. If you've got a Steam account And even if you don't have a Steam account, check it out on YouTube or something and just watch some of the gameplay. It's got a retro style to it, so of course it's kind of cheesy how they make a game look old school, even though it has the capabilities of a newer computer or something like
Has
that.
all the bits, but it looks 16.
It's got all the bits, but the use of colors is what I really am interested in, because it's got like such beautiful scenery and things, but they're only using like 5 colors. They just have really, really nice shading to it. The gameplay is like a mix of Dark Souls and Zelda, so it's freaking great. Like the story is just awesome.
Yeah,
What
it
do you
looks
guys?
really pretty.
Yeah, it does look cool. I like that simple like effect. Kind of looks old school, but not really. It looks more like a stylized.
All of the cutscenes are like out of this world, where they're kind of like low frame rate, but really high, pretty looking resolution. So.
What do you guys think about games like that? Games that are old, or not games that are old, but games that are new that take on that old look.
You have to dig
because-
really, really hard to find good ones. That's for sure. Because at first, when I started seeing games that looked retro but they were new, I was like, "This is so cool."
Yeah.
When the Xbox 360, started to have like the Xbox Live games, and some of them were coming out that were old school. I think like some that are really, really brilliant is something like Braid. Like Braid looks like a 16-bit game, but it's so fantastic, and the soundtrack's really cool, and Volgar the Viking's really good, and Shovel Knight's beautiful and stuff, but there's a lot of garbage out there that's just fucking lame and ridiculous and not very
Yeah, we
cool.
talked about this in a previous Game Hump, actually.
We did. We totally did.
Like, the first one, like, at first, I was the same way. I was like, everything looks amazing, I'm going to check that out, and then you play it, it sucks. Just because it looks 8-bit. But Nidhogg was like my favorite, one of those looks retro, plays retro type of thing. Do you ever get that on Josh? Have you seen that on Steam?
What'd you say, Nidhum?
Yeah, Nidhogg, Nidhoggg. You just go. It's 2 guys. It's jousting, and you stab them. And as soon as you stab them, you can get past them and run to the end of the goal. And you run into this giant worm that eats you, like a sandworm. It's amazing. It's like $2 or $3 on Steam. It's totally worth it. It's a great. I have it on my arcade cabinet. It's a great like a competition game.
Nidhogg. I'll check it out.
Nidhogg.
That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just starting to get into Steam. I have got a few games on it, and I started, recording some video footage of it using OBS on my YouTube channel. But I don't know. I'm still skeptical. I like to have physical copies. I don't like spending a lot of money on downloads.
Me too.
It's just like when you have, if you spend $200 on a bunch of downloads, what do you got? You got air. You have nothing. Like,
I think I have like 2 Steam games ever.
yeah. Well, anyway, fellas, we are nearing the end of our episode. Does anybody have any last words or last sayings? There's something they want on the gravestone, if you will.
Oh, I saw this medical bracelet. This is completely unrelated, but I just want to close with this. It was a medical bracelet that said, delete my browser history. I'm totally going to order one of those.
I like that. Sarumaru-san, how about you?
I'm good, I think.
I'm good, he says. All right,
Good.
cool. Yeah, you're
I know.
you're probably pretty beat after the Level Up Expo. I can totally understand.
Yeah, my body is
Ready.
not ready.
My body is
it is ready
breathing.
for sleep.
It's so ready.
I that's the thing, is like all the build up and all the excitement, and it finally comes and it happens, and you're like, everything's going okay, nothing is exploding, nothing's breaking, and then it's over with, and you kind of just like look back and be proud of like all that work and all that effort you put into it, and that's like that's like the best feeling in the world. And honestly, like after the show, I do smaller shows for sure. I'm hoping for a crowd of about 200 to 250 this next year, but like up here in central Wisconsin, there's like a gamer one every 50 miles. Like they have to travel from quite a distance to come to our shows. So like after the show's over, I don't even want to think about it. Like, oh, what are you gonna do next year? I'm not even gonna do it next year. Shut up, leave me alone.
Screw you, I hate games.
Yeah, you just turn that off for a month.
I leave all my stuff packed up for like a month. Don't even look at it.
My car's still full of shit right now. Like if I go to the car, it's still full of boxes and bags.
Is it out on the street? Is it on the street?
Well, it's outside of my apartment, but it's gonna sit like that for I don't know, at least a week.
Until the windows get broken. Somebody steals them.
I'm like that with pinball conventions. I don't want to touch a pinball game for like 2 weeks afterwards.
Yeah, because it's hard, man. You're just
done with it.
so
Well,
out of it.
Sarumaru and Auliman and Muna, thank you guys so much for being a part of the show this week. You can check us out on the gamehuggers YouTube channel. You can also check us out on Podomatic and our new location on TuneIn. That is, yeah, that's pretty exciting. We get updated on there as well when our audible, audio-only downloadable episodes are available, which is usually about 2 weeks after they're recorded live. So you can check those out on TuneIn. Just search for Gamehuggers and you can check us out. You can also follow me on Twitter. I don't ever talk about anything useful or intelligent or interesting at all, so please don't follow me. But if you want to, it's @_Joshua Turbo. You can don't forget the underscore, or even forget the underscore. It doesn't really matter because it's not important at all. But anyway, thank you everyone for being a part of the show. Thank you for listening, all 9 viewers. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
We had 7 on my side too.
Yeah, and don't forget about the Twitch. That is. All Anonymous's, his channel here, which is, of course, pornhub.com/All Anonymous. Thank you so much.
It's actually Chatterbait.
Chattermate?
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait. What is this?
Yeah, don't go there.
I want to know. All right, thank you guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye.